Um, Thought it was good atmosphere both nights. I thought our execution wasn't as sharp as it's been in the last few weeks. Um, and a lot to do with what they were doing, just playing hard and um, not giving us a lot of time and space to make plays.
Saturday better than Friday though?
Yeah, we were much better Saturday. I mean, I thought both games were pretty tight. You know, it's amazing what a new building and energy and uh, your students following you on campus and uh, makes for your team. It gives you that little edge that sometimes you might need at home for sure.
So easy for you to drift ahead then for what's coming.
Drift ahead. I don't know if I was drifting ahead during the game, but yeah, I think it's important. I think it's part of our process and part of what eventually we'll have on campus. Um, it's a big deal. It's a big deal across the country. I mean, I don't, whatever league you're playing in, most nights the home team has an advantage, and that's the way it should be. And you know, absolutely, we were thinking about that a little bit, but we got a little bit of time to go still.
You've been a quote unquote expansion team within the last couple of years. It really seems like we're seeing a team like Augustana get stronger as the season goes on, as they kind of figure things out here. Did you see some of that maybe?
Well, first of all, I think Rabs has done a great job, but it's totally different than what we've been through, right? Yeah, they had a year to recruit. They got a new building. They had 18 scholarships. They were able to recruit their transfers, their older transfers, and know who they had. But yeah, every team at this time of the year is a lot better than they were when they started. So, that I think you see a little bit of that, but also a little bit different build than, you can't compare us to them. It's a totally different process that we've gone through.
People do though. Fair.
Yeah, I mean, people do. They don't know the facts. We're not even at 18 scholarships yet. We're playing with 15 right now. And with all their injuries, we've got less than that because they're all in the stands.
Question from Ryan Steeg. Jake's first Friday night start this season. What were the factors that factored into that decision?
He hadn't played in a couple of weeks, and so we wanted to try out, see what it felt like to have him on Friday and Trotz on Saturday.
Rico, you mentioned injuries. Do you expect Ratzlaff back this year, or is he?
No.
You're shut him down.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay.
We have a few of those guys that are done.
Yeah, too many spectators, right?
Yeah, it's not a good sign when you're practicing and you've got, fans watching you practice.
Wearing team jackets.
Wearing team issued apparel. It's not a good feeling as a coach to look up and see that.
You gotta put a smile on your face though. I mean, you're still in a relatively advantageous position, right? With 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
4 in a row here at home.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's, we've been playing like this for about a month and a half without these guys. So we keep working hard and grinding out in practice and playing the games. Saturday night's game could have gone either way. I mean, we had a power play in overtime, we just didn't execute. They did. So it wasn't like we were getting outplayed or anything like that. I think so for us to continue to focus on the process and be positive, enjoy where we're at, and understand that we have probably the hottest team in the league coming in this weekend in our building, and we gotta be ready to go.
What do you see in Bowling Green? What do you expect from them coming in this weekend?
They're Ty's done a great job since he took over, and they're well balanced. They play all 4 lines. They come at you in waves. They've got some of their injuries back, and they've got some injuries as well. So, I think their goaltending is as good as anybody in the league. And they're hot right now. They're playing really well and confident. And for us, we got to play our game. In February, you're not looking for the magic pill or anything like that. You got to go out and play an honest game, and you got to play right, and you got to be on the right side of the puck, and you've got to win your battles and be disciplined and do the things that you need to do to be successful.
got my preliminary ballot for the Richter, Jake's name is on there. Rightfully so. Just what can you say about what he's meant for your team coming over and getting the minutes he's gotten this year after kind of fighting for everything to get it? I agree.
Well, you got to give Jake a lot of credit. He worked hard in the summer to get himself in a position where if he was given the opportunity, he can do something with it. And certainly when we started him against Minnesota way back in October, he played really well at Mariucci and he kind of just went from there. And he had a little bit of a setback a few weeks ago, but all the credit goes to him. The guys need to do the work, right? We can only give opportunity, and the opportunity that we as coaches give them is based on their play. And that's true for any player on our team.
Overall, Rico, just, halfway through year 3 here, just total body of work. I mean,
Yeah.
Happy the pathway.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've said this before, the first year, you really can't evaluate our program. We had 2.5 scholarships. We had 13 Division III guys. Loved that year. A lot of things that we were trying to establish as a program, our identity, our recruiting, what the league looks like, how are we going to bus to certain places, where are we staying, what hotels, what do the meals look like? We didn't even have a line chart. We had to figure out how the line chart was going to look. And so all those things that first year was just doing things for the first time because it's never been done before. And that team got better as we went along. So really, for me, we started evaluating our team a year ago. And we got better a year ago as the season went along, and we took games from everybody, and we played everybody pretty tight. And then this year has just been a continuation, I think, of that growth and that maturity. So really in year 2, we feel really good about where we're at. We got a long way to go. But we're on a good track for sure.
Then one more question for Ryan. You mentioned health maybe playing a factor into this run for Bowling Green. Is there anything that stands out above the rest on this run that they're on?
Bowling Green's hot run?
Yeah.
Oh, I said it earlier. I think they're well balanced. They all work in a similar fashion, and they've got skill up and down their lineup. And to me, when you have that combination of a team game and you're playing that team game, you give yourself a chance to win every night, and then you have the goaltending, and that's probably a good formula for any team.